You got the new iPhone. You got it unboxed. A butt scarf.
It was a butt scarf. Like, and like, doop, 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 doop.
What were you doing with it?
Yeah, it was just very sensitive.
It's one way to put it, or you're just an idiot.
I'm about to throw hands on this podcast.
I hope you stub your toe so damn bad in the dark.
Hell, I'm serious. I'm drawing a line. You leave every light on.
See, you're going to complain no matter what.
Do I need to talk dirty to you to make you happy again? It's really impacting me and my mental health. That's when I was like freaking out. I don't always want you to touch me. We really just don't need it like y'all do. That's something men need. You think you're going to snuggle up and get you a piece? Like, it ain't going to happen. I can't believe we're talking about this, but whatever. Because I hate automations.
Misery loves company, huh? I'll pray for you.
You better pray for that I don't smother you tonight.
Welcome to the Wife Approved Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm Caroline.
Let's go.
How you feeling today? I'm going to turn my chair like this.
Why are you turning your chair like that?
I'm good. I'm good. No reason.
No reason. You're such a liar.
Yeah, my neck hurts pretty bad.
Why?
Same old thing. Same as last week, I guess. Heard it. Training. It's part of the process. No pain, no gain.
Poor thing.
Start a new training, jiu-jitsu and stuff, and yeah, it's got to get used to all the movements again.
Yep. Your lovely wife rubs some medicated cream on your neck.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna move on because I don't want this to turn about this podcast to end up being about my injuries and
it's definitely
every
going
week.
to. It's going to.
If I keep doing this stuff, then maybe. But
I mean, you got to explain it because you're changing the whole angle here.
Explain what? There's not much to explain.
You're turning your chair.
Turn it.
Because you can't look at me.
So tell me about your new iPhone. You got the new iPhone. You got it unboxed. How's it going? iPhone 17 Pro Max.
I like it, but I told you yesterday I didn't want to switch it because it's annoying having to log in to everything again. Some things stayed logged in. But apparently, it thinks I'm a different person when I don't have makeup on. I probably should have set.
Oh.
I probably should. It's so bad. I probably should have set it up without makeup. But yeah, like it would not let me log into the bank today. Did not recognize my face. I am not good with tech, as you know. Really, I mean, I'm okay, but I'm not great. I don't like tinkering, and so you were asleep this morning when I was leaving, and I was like trying to figure out how to reset my Face ID, so that I could do it barefaced, so that it would recognize me.
You gotta add multiple faces in there for
well,
yourself.
I didn't in my old phone at all. Like it recognized my face really fast. I don't know if I just did like a terrible job. I realized that if I hold it like this, it recognizes me today. Like I realized that like from down below.
Yeah,
I probably just did a bad job.
Initial scan was just bad, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm annoyed, but I did get the orange one. I went rogue. Was a little bit worried I wouldn't like it, but I actually love it. And I wish that what did I open? I wish that I had almost a clear case now. It's pretty. And public service announcement. I don't know how often people watch these, but I have never, that I can remember, gotten the brand new phone. Maybe one time, like 5 or 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. So this has been pretty awesome to actually have the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
Because you showed me that really cool feature where instead of me screenshotting an outfit on a girl that wants a gatekeeper outfit, and then having to upload that into Google, I can now just screenshot it and AI on the phone will find me that fit. So that's nice.
So let's explain that for those that don't know, because I was curious. We went out last night just to get some pizza or whatever, and was asking her about her phone, just set it up. And I think a lot of people, because you came from you had a 15 Pro Max to the 17 Pro Max now. I think, most people really don't notice much difference. I think it's pretty much the same phone, in a lot of cases. So I was asked you, how you feel about it. Is there any difference? To me, the big difference, and I showed you this, was the 8x optical zoom on the Pro Max, which is freaking awesome. That was my main reason for upgrading. So you'll definitely notice that when you're at these cheer competitions and stuff with Macy, and you can zoom in really far and still
Is it delayed though? Like, because on the 15, when you zoom in really far, it always make me like feel dizzy or like motion sick because like the camera couldn't catch up. It was very wobbly.
Right.
Is it like that? with
No,
the 8?
so it's not delayed. What the problem is, it's not a problem. It's just the nature of it. When you're zooming in that far, the stability it's kind of tricky. So you can kind of lose place of like what you're looking at.
Well,
through
yeah,
the
like
screen.
if the for instance, I was like videoing Ace or Prim, and it would get in really good, and then when they would move abruptly,
Yeah.
like I couldn't catch up to
So
them.
that's what that little square in the upper corner is for when you zoom in 8x on the new phone. You were asking about that. So it shows you like the surrounding area, and then the square is what you're actually zoomed into. That's within, shows like a little yellow square.
How does that help?
So if the dog moves outside of your frame of view, you can look in that square and you can see which way the dog went, for example. You can see it's, okay, it went to this side, and so you can just move your phone that way. You have to play with it, but that's what that's for.
Yeah, I think I'm still gonna suck.
Yeah, but the zoom is a lot further of a zoom now. It was 5x on my last one. I can't remember exactly. I don't think the 15 Pro went 5x, did it? You remember what it was?
Clue.
You
Yeah, I
never
think
used
it did do 5.
Did it? I can't remember.
It did 5.
But the 8x zoom is pretty crazy. So that's been my favorite part. But I showed her the Apple. What she's talking about is Apple Intelligence. So Apple Intelligence is Apple's AI, which is kind of an interesting topic nowadays. Or these days it's hit or miss. Well, the way Apple is doing it is good. They're kind of behind in a lot of places because of their privacy stance on things. They're trying to do everything on device so that there's, it's not transferring all your, communication stuff to the cloud. That's why if it does need something that it can't do on device or within its own Apple Intelligence, it asks you if you want to use ChatGPT.
That's what sketches me out because of all the stuff we've been listening to about how there are no like protections for us as Americans, individuals, where all that stuff is like discoverable, like all your searches, they can get like without a warrant, police or what. I'm not saying like I'm going to do anything bad, but like there is no privacy and they like monitor it, which I know like government's already monitoring like our internet access, but ChatGPT, there's no, because we listened to that podcast. Is that the Chat GPT guy? Is it Chat GPT? Who was the Sam guy that we listened to that podcast? The
Sam
AI.
Altman?
Yeah, who is he? Is he Chat GPT?
Yeah, that's Chat GPT.
Okay, so there's no like laws to protect citizens when they're using it, and all that stuff just can be retrieved without like, there being any sort of protocol, which I think is sketchy.
But let's face it, if the government wants anything that's been done in your phone, they're going to get it. Apple or not, like they're going to be able to
I
get
know.
it in
It's
your
just
phone.
still weird.
But it is. But anyways, that's why Apple, they're doing it that way. So if you don't like it, you just say no. You don't have to use the ChatGPT integration, and then you're fine.
So if I said no to the ChatGPT, would I not be able to like get the outfits like how you showed me, and it showed like all the websites it was on? Is that ChatGPT or is that Apple AI?
That's a good question. I don't really remember because I don't use that feature a whole lot. So we'll have to try it out. So I don't know. Maybe somebody will answer in the comments.
Have you seen? This is like...
But yeah, you're going to use it anyways because you want to see what the outfit is. So you're going to say, yes, ChatGPT.
Then I'll cut it off so they
care.
can't search me.
You can search all
trying
my
to
thing.
smother my husband with a pillow. I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
Who's
grouchy today?
Have you
really?
seen like the recent interviews with that Sam guy? And how like, and I'm going to say this wrong, I don't exactly know everything about it, but I don't know if it was a whistleblower inside ChatGPT, but he died mysteriously, and Sam was just recently confronted on a different podcast about it, and he was like, "Oh, I think he committed suicide."
Yeah.
And Tucker's like, have you looked at the file? Like, no, he didn't. Like, it's very clearly not a suicide, and like the look on his face was like he saw a ghost. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I saw some clips. I don't really know much about it. I don't,
Interesting.
Other than those couple of clips that I saw, I don't really know
it's scary.
anything about it. It's all kind of shady stuff like that
Yeah.
going on all over the place,
right
man.
now, yeah.
It's just it's insane.
So that's why it makes me nervous. I'm like, I really do actually like ChatGPT, and I've used it, and I think it's great, but it does make me nervous. And I think, I guess that's what the disclaimer is, but a lot of young people are like using it and searching it and asking questions, and it's just kind of scary that, again, I know like if you ever got into something that they could get warrants and like get in and get it, but the fact that it's just willy-nilly without like any proper protocol is scary, because there can be corruption when there is, but when there is like no protection, it just makes me nervous. So I'll probably leave it on. I mean, I don't like search anything.
Yeah. So yeah, to explain a little further, that feature for those who don't know on the new iPhones, and I think you do have to actually have a 16 Pro or a 16 or a 17 Pro in order to use that feature, that Apple Intelligence feature, where you can literally just click so what you would use, and I didn't even know this, like, again, I don't use this feature, but you were like, oh my God, that's amazing, because what you would do previously is you would take a screenshot of something or take a photo of something in a store or wherever, and then you would upload that. You would go to, like, I guess, Google search,
Chrome,
and then do an image search, and upload your photo into image search, and then you would get all the results.
Absolutely. Those influencers are taking too long to link that fit. I needed it.
Yeah. So with this, you can just hold down the side button, and it brings up Apple Intelligence. Take a photo, and you can just click on search. And then it brings up everything on there.
Yes, like Poshmark. It had like tabs on like where you could buy it.
Yeah,
it was like
eBay,
Google.
Poshmark, all kinds of different places you can buy from.
It was great.
We were just sitting at the table, and I think I demoed this with her with like it was the Parmesan shaker for the pizza, and it popped up all these things where you can buy something that was just like that. So
it was freaking
pretty neat, I guess. So maybe a good reason for the ladies to upgrade.
Yeah, and I do all the shopping in this household mostly, like even for you, truthfully. I mean, like you don't even buy your underwear. I do, so it's gonna be great. When's the last time you bought underwear?
I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think if I bought myself some underwear anytime.
Nope.
In the past year.
You bought socks.
I have bought myself some socks.
But you have not. I wonder when the last time you bought underwear, because before I was buying your underwear, your mom was, because I remember that, because when we first started dating, like no matter what you got for Christmas, you always got underwear. I'm pretty sure she got you socks, maybe not, but and undershirts. Underwear and undershirts.
Yeah, well, it's like the essentials. I guess when you got somebody that's giving you underwear and socks for Christmas, you don't.
I know,
need
what
to
I'm
buy
saying is,
socks.
I wonder, like, I don't know if you've ever bought yourself a pair of underwear because you were like a kid, and then you were an adult, and your mom was always stocking you up, and then you met me, and then I started buying your underwear. It's very interesting. Have you thought about it?
Not really. No,
I've
never thought about it.
I buy my own underwear.
Because dudes, it's like, well, what are we going to get this dude for Christmas? This 20-year-old dude. Well, he needs underwear and socks, so you get him underwear and socks. You don't have to buy I mean, I don't know. I've never thought about that.
What's it feel like to think about it now? Kind of crazy.
Not really. It's not really a big deal. I mean,
it's very interesting.
If I needed underwear or socks, I would just get online and buy underwear and socks like I do anything else.
It's very, very interesting to me because, like, I'm particular about my underwear. You know, they got to be, like, cozy. They got to be the right style. And, like, if I just think about it, you just kind of, like, just took whatever your mom or I gave you, you know? You didn't get to pick the material or the style, you know?
You know why? Simple man. Guys,
that's one way to put it.
We're simple, man. It don't take a lot for us.
Not all guys are simple.
Some guys, I guess, are divas, but most of us aren't. It don't take a lot. Just give us some underwear, just something, something to put on when we need to go out. It's easy. I mean, I do have some brands now that I've gotten to like, and again, I would just be like, if I had to do it, I'd be like, okay, what's my favorite pair? Let me go look in the drawer. Oh, okay, that brand. I may have not even known the name of it yesterday, but okay, I like that brand. Go online. There you go. Order another pack, 2 packs, 3 packs, get me through the next year. Done. Simple.
I can't imagine going through a whole lifetime not buying my own underwear.
It's because you got to have just the right set. I tried buying you clothes early in our relationship before we even married.
You bought me a scarf and mittens from CVS. It was the
No,
worst.
no.
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
yeah, I mean, I probably did at some point, but I also went to the mall and I bought you clothes.
I don't remember
And
that.
I know, well, I remember it because I said, all right, well, I tried and I'm not going to try that again.
I don't even remember.
You know, and it's, I don't know, I got you like, I don't remember, I got you all kinds of stuff.
Oh my
Shirts
God,
and
do you know
probably
the one
pants and you know, nothing fit and it's all like, I was like, well, shit, there's just no point in trying this.
Listen, I remember one thing you did buy me. Tell me if you remember this. If you don't, it's going to suck. Do you remember, okay, so when we started dating, low-rise pants were in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wore low-rise everything, and I wore thongs. You know, thongs are my thing. And do you remember my underwear always hanging out when I'd bend over or something? Every now, I mean, you couldn't help it. It was low-rise pants. You bought me these little, like, cloth, you know, rectangle. It almost looked like the bottom of a tank top, but that you wore them over your pants, under your shoes. So you wore them, like, basically covered your belly button through, like, hit the top of your pants, and you wore it under your shirt so that you got me that so my thong didn't hang out, babe.
What?
I swear I might even have one still.
I can't even picture what the heck this is.
It's like
about.
You know, like the headbands people wear, or not headbands, but the head scarves. You know, it was like
This was a butt a butt scarf.
it was a butt scarf.
I don't
You
even
did.
know.
And I
Sounds
remember,
like a very thoughtful gift.
I just remember laughing. I was like, God, like, does it bother you every now and then that I bend over my underwear?
It was probably like as seen on TV or something. I was like, oh yeah, she needs that or something, or maybe you mentioned it. Did you know about it beforehand?
Hell no, I didn't know what it was.
That's funny. I have no idea. Now I want.
You don't remember that? I'm gonna find
I
it. I'm gonna
vaguely
go on
remem-
Chat GPT, and that was when we lived in our first house. That was when we were over in Heritage Farms.
Really?
Yeah. And it was red, white, and black. You got me the staple colors.
Did you use it? Did you wear it?
That was annoying. It would ride up still, you know, because when your jean, you know, it's like sits on your jeans and it would like ride up and stuff. But I don't know. Did any other ladies watching have those? Like, that was probably
not. That sounds kind of crazy. Maybe it was a big thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was probably like around 2008. No.
Well, it's the thought that counts. It sounds like I really tried.
You did. It was a funny gift.
We got a 5-star review. Want to shout out real quick. Big thanks for the review. This comes from Raul's wife, which is cool. Like Raul, I think has dropped some comments before. I know Raul watches the YouTube channel. So his wife submitted a 5-star review, assuming it's the same Raul. I guess it could be.
I think so, because I think he left a comment under our video recently and said they watch it together. Yeah.
So that's really cool. So glad that his wife is able to tune in and watch some of this. And she said, cute couple, 5 stars. Thank you. Love it. Your relationship reminds me so much of my own with my husband, which is awesome. So thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Appreciate the 5-star review.
Yes, thank you.
Maybe
very sweet.
It's kind of cool to see. I guess some folks who maybe have watched the YouTube channel like Raul, assuming his wife probably hasn't cared too much about the the tech channel that I do, but now maybe they have something they can watch together. So that's awesome. I appreciate that. If you want to leave a 5-star review also, please do so. That definitely helps us as we're trying to get this podcast going and off the ground. You can leave a review over at Apple Podcast or anywhere you watch this. Spotify also, I think. But yeah, Apple Podcasts would be great if you could leave us a review. And maybe we'll read it in the next episode. So your new iPhone is, you're going to get some use out of it this weekend. There's no cheer competition, but we're going to go to the state fair this weekend.
Today.
Yeah, today.
Are you so
We'd probably
excited?
be there now if you weren't late for this podcast.
Shane, okay, you don't have to get your hair done. My hairdresser is the shit.
You think
Shout out Victoria if you're
like
listening.
This?
Yeah, I do. She books out. I've had these booked for a year. There is no, let me rearrange it. I can't do that. I'll have to remember it for future appointments, but I can't change.
We get
current
it.
one.
Your
She's
hair
in demand.
appointments are important.
You
Got
didn't even
it.
tell me it looked good today either. Because you were being mean.
Because we have a schedule to uphold. You look great.
That's okay.
You look great. We gotta get through the podcast.
I know
and then
you're
we're gonna have
super excited. I know you love the fair so
the
much.
fair. I don't
He
know.
hates it. You hate it.
Yeah, so it's the state fair. Do it every year. Ugh.
I love the fair. I grew up going to the fair every year. I used to go like as a teenager with my friends. God, it was just so fun. You know, like from a little kid, like going with my family and my parents, like my mom mainly would take me. I don't think my dad really cared for the fair. He might have taken me once or twice. I have to ask him, but I doubt it. It was mainly probably like my mom, and Meemaw loved it because she loved the art. Like we would always go look at the art. So like when I went to the fair, it was like we looked at animals, we looked at art. I probably rode when I was a kid. And then when I was a teenager, I would get really drunk with my friends and then go. We would
bad child.
We did the Hypnotic and Hennessy, the Incredible Hulk, and then I would go get on the dang spinny rides. How I didn't throw up.
Oh yeah.
Several friends that did puke. You probably did the same thing. But and we would go by ourselves, so you felt like so grown up. And then you get to eat all the good food, which is also I like eat one thing there. So I say all the good food. I eat the fries. Fries and lemonade, that's the main thing. And now Macy's the same way. It's so funny.
Yeah.
She's like fries and lemonade and ice cream.
She's like your mini me.
She is. And then I had Kobe, and then everything changed. I tried to go to the fair like the next year with my friends, and I tried to ride something, and I freaked out. And so having him, I think I had something to live for. You know, when you're a teenager, you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and you're not scared of nothing. You have no fear of like death or anything.
That's one way to put it. Or you're just an idiot.
Well, yeah,
young.
10 foot tall and bulletproof is idiot, right?
Yeah.
But you don't think about that. And I think because I
Yeah.
had him and I like how to get off and just walk around. I
Yeah.
couldn't ride anything anymore.
Yeah, at some point I just started looking around at these fairs and the people that are putting they throw these rides up together in like
10 seconds.
in one day, you know.
Yeah.
I know there's some bolts missing on some of them things.
They're not tight.
I'm not getting on those rides anymore. I used to, go and have fun with friends, but you know me, I've gotten to the point where I don't really like the large crowds. It's sketchy, and these damn state fairs, they bring out every damn corner of South Carolina. I mean, the types of people that you see at these fairs. I try not to be a judgmental person, but damn, you just see all kinds of
make you lose your appetite in line.
All kinds.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
When we were like waiting in line for fried mushrooms and we had to walk away because the person in front of us. And again, it's just not being mean. It was literally just like a hygiene thing, you know, like not like a looks. We're not talking about looks. We're talking about like hygiene and stuff. And anyway, I love it. So we're going.
And there was shootings at it one year. I mean, a few years back. You know, it's just
Well, our daughter's artwork, or Macy's artwork, got accepted into the fair, and they look at thousands. Like, it's not, like, super easy to get in.
Right.
So she got in.
Especially as a high schooler.
Yeah. So
that's been really the main reason I've gone to the fair for the past, however many years.
And
because you guys like going, so I go with y'all, but her art has been in the fair, like, many years now.
Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
Did I blow your mind?
Sure.
Did you know when I was a kid, my artwork was always in the fair too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because my grandma is an artist on my mom's side, and I was too. Like, I was pretty good, and then I just stopped. So you don't use it. I think you lose it, For me.
I don't know if mine was ever in the fair. We moved around so much, so like I didn't have like a single state fair that I went to every year because we moved around so much. So I do remember going to one or two fairs,
Well, tonight's kind of like a date, so you better act like you like it, or I'm gonna be angry.
I will. But anyways, I was thinking you can test out your new phone out there, get some good shots.
I wanted to do it at night when all the lights were pretty, and we could get some really cool pics with the phone. But you don't want to be there at night.
Yeah.
So
that's what it's like, man. When you got a family, you start thinking like that. When you're a dude, it's like too many people. Shit gets a little crazy at night. People are sketchy. I'm ready to get the hell out of there.
Do you remember how we used to go back when, like, we were, we talk about being young parents, and I remember, I took Kobe, like, from the time he was able to go into a stroller and actually enjoy it. But I remember we talk about like being thrifty and stuff financially because the fair is just like now it's $20 a head to get in. It's stupid. It used to be $5.
Yeah.
Just to walk through the gate. And I remember back when I was like single mom and whatever tight. I would always go on the opening night because it was $1.
Yeah, the cheap night.
Yeah, it was a cheap night that I could like get in and
I remember that too.
I would
did
like
too.
buy the ride tickets for him like early and
Yeah.
anyway.
Put your son on those sketchy rides.
He never rode anything crazy. Like Kobe don't like
Yeah.
roller coasters. Do you remember in Disney World and he wouldn't ride Everest and
Oh, yeah.
I did not want to ride. I cried on Everest in Animal Kingdom, I think it was. But it was me, you, Macy, your dad, and I did not want to go. Like there's certain like I don't mind little baby roller coasters. I used to love them. I used to love again before I had kids. I loved all that stuff. My mom would like make me. She made me bungee jump with her. It was anyway. He refused to get on that ride, and he saw me get off crying. He was like, "I told you. I
Yeah.
tried to tell you."
He was a little chicken, man. Like this is Disney World rides too.
It was really bad. Like
It was not that
yes,
bad.
it was, and our lap belt.
This is the one that went backwards.
Well, it went. Yes, it went front, and then the track ended, and you're in Mount Everest, and then it flies back. And I remember we were in the front, and Macy's lap bar. Like she put both hands up and I snatched one of her arms down and like held her down. Like, and we went backwards. I cried, cause we went up so on this Everest ride, they trick you, you go up like this and you get in there and you go through this cave and then it ends,
It goes backwards.
and it goes backwards. So all I thought in my head was, we are going to go back down that straight up and down. That's when I was like freaking out because I thought of course we didn't go back down the same way, but I didn't know that. So I started crying because it was such a steep hill. It like took us down a different way. Thank gosh. But I
Yeah.
came off of that crying. Kobe's like, I told you. You.
Yeah, he was a
Should've
big
done it."
chicken. That was funny because he wouldn't do any of the rides.
And I cried on Space Mountain. Me and him cried on
yeah,
that too the
I
year
know.
before.
Yeah, we got him to go on that, and that probably ruined everything for him.
That might have been what did it because Space Mountain wasn't.
I think he got out of that thing crying.
I did too. I was crying too. But it wasn't like the drops weren't that bad. It wasn't that scary, but I couldn't see and I felt like my neck was going to get chopped off, like my head. I felt like I was going to hit my head. And so I was so slumped. I think me and him were both slumped down crying.
It does feel that way when you first go in there, but
You couldn't see
y'all are just
anything.
chickens.
It's pitch black.
Macy, meanwhile, who was like 6 last time she went, she was just like,
She didn't do Space
hands
Mountain. I
up.
don't
She didn't
think.
do Space Mountain, I don't think, but she did all the other ones, and she's just every single one, hands up. That was freaking awesome. Like she's wanting to go on all of them. She was a little.
I used to be that
daredevil.
way.
Yeah, she loved it.
I used to be that way.
She
Thunder
even
Road.
she went one year. They did this little thing at her like middle school, I think, or when she was going into middle school, and they brought like some like carnival thing at the school before school started, and they had you weren't there. I took her and her friend.
You
or
might have
something.
ruined her from rides. Will be interesting.
But this was like after Disney World and everything, so she knew she loved rides, right? And they had one of these little things set up, and it was one of those where like I think it was
a cage.
just one or two. I think it might be one person per cage, little oval cage, and it just goes up and down, and it's spinning as it's going up and down. And she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do."
No,
that.
her
Let's
friend
go."
was in there with her.
Okay, so it was 2 in the thing. And I was like, Macy, this is not like a Disney World roller coaster. I keep hearing that motorcycle ride by outside.
That's Joe.
Yeah, that's our buddy probably. Hopefully y'all can't hear that on the podcast. It might.
I'm about to text him.
Yeah, keep it down out there. But anyways, she got on this thing, and I was like, Macy, I don't think you're gonna. This isn't like a Disney World, the Seven Dwarfs, snow ride. And she's like, oh no, we're gonna do it. Let's do it. And then her and her friend did it, and she got off, and she looked like she saw a ghost. She was like, I thought I was gonna die up there.
Did it get stuck? Am I remembering that
No,
right?
it didn't get stuck,
Okay.
but I was just watching that thing like, oh
Couldn't
my
you
God.
see her
Like,
face?
She was just terrified. Yeah.
I bet you she does not feel the same way about rides anymore.
Yeah, after that, yeah, she thinks twice after that one. That one was intense for sure.
She was in elementary school, I think, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
she
she's
was.
going into middle school. So, but anyways, I am excited to go see. It's always cool to see her artwork, at the fair, and like 'cause she really loves art, and that's cool to support her, and especially in high school now, it's a little harder to get in there.
What are the is it called the chair lifts? Mm-hmm. Are you going to get on those?
I don't really I don't like getting on anything
I
that.
know. I just think about, and those are stationary. Those stay
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
But I used to love the chairlift.
Yeah,
Take me
I
one
did.
side to another.
I don't like getting on any of that stuff really at the fair.
You gonna hold my hand
For what?
at the fair on our date?
Sure.
We gonna make out?
Not on a chairlift, but yeah,
We're gonna make out
if you want to.
like we used to when we were teenagers.
Sure. I never went to the fair with you as a
I
teenager.
know, but I'm saying like we used to like make out when we were teenagers.
Okay, whatever you want, baby. It's your day.
Y'all see how excited he is?
Speaking of art, though, there was one comment that mentioned the Lunchbox notes, bringing back the Lunchbox notes.
You know,
I wonder if Macy likes art so much. I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
You know,
Lunchbox notes.
I saw that, and I honestly don't think I realized you stopped doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, watching this or listening to this, many years, I basically drew a little piece of art or whatever, a picture for the kids, and then wrote a note with it and put it in their lunchbox every single day for years. So that was, I don't know, it kind of got me. So I have always really been into drawing and art when I was younger, and just went through different phases of, creating different types of art and stuff. And so that kind of got me back into drawing. I guess I was like around my mid-20s or so. And I honestly started doing that really for Kobe, who's my stepson. And, it was challenging at times being a step parent and whatever, just a parent in general. And I kind of started doing that as a way to try to connect with him. I don't know if I've ever really I guess maybe I've told you that.
Yeah, I think it was easier for you to not easier, but like I think it's kind of awkward or weird for men to like express feelings or like constantly, and I think you express yourself, and so does he. You express yourself better in writing.
Yeah.
Like you write like nothing I've ever seen before. And I used to be very good at writing. I'm not anymore. I'd be like having to Google shit to say to people or to write in cards, like other than I love you, obviously the same old stuff, but like when you write, it's so good. And I've learned recently with him, maybe it's a man thing. You write so well, like you can express yourself and like, make somebody cry in a card or a text when you're like saying how you feel. So I think that was a way, it was easier for you and probably less awkward for both of you to like try to encourage him or let him know how much you cared about him or whatever than for two guys to be like, especially when he was older.
Yeah. And I just, I could give like advice and stuff and about life or whatever, different things without, without the,
Talking back.
Yeah.
Or faces.
Yeah. And,
Well, it was positive.
It was just, I try to be positive and stuff. And, a little bit of that every day, you think and hope some of that sticks in. And I did it for him for many years. I think he was probably around,
he was in
maybe
middle
like
school.
Fourth grade when it started.
Maybe third
or fourth grade when I started with him. And then for him, I did them all the way up until basically like 7th or 8th grade. Because with him, I could draw like cool stuff, that him and his friends were into sports and comic books and stuff like that.
Remember his friends would put in requests?
Yeah, I did that. And I let his friends request stuff. And then I started doing it with Macy.
Probably as soon as
not long after. Right when she started preschool or kindergarten or something. Started doing them for her. She couldn't even read at first. I remember that. She couldn't even read. So I think it might have been preschool or kindergarten.
So they can't read in kindergarten?
Yeah, maybe it was kindergarten. And her teachers would like read the message to her, but I did it for her too. I just realized like, when you're working, as a guy or working moms too, you work for 8+ hours a day most of the time. You add in commute to that. You literally only spend, maybe a couple hours, 3-4 hours
No,
if you're lucky.
not that. Our kids went to bed at 7:30.
Yeah, so it's probably even less than that by the time you're home from
like
work
an hour
and all that stuff. You really have like no time with your kids every single day, which sucks. Like
it's really
that's
sad.
It's kind of messed up, really.
Shitty.
The way the whole system works.
It's rigged.
Yeah, so I just thought too, like that was a cool way for me to kind of be with them in a way and connect with them while we were both apart, each day. And
that was so damn sweet.
It was fun. I mean, it was kind of cool. It got me drawn. I don't know how I did it sometimes. Like I pretty much drew them during my lunch break every day at work most of the time. And then sometimes if I couldn't, I'd be at home late drawing one, but I made it like, that's just kind of how I am. I get like committed to stuff and I'm like, I'm just going to do it no matter what. And I even turned some of them into books and put them all into books like per year,
I think we eventually need to do all of them so they can have it. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Special.
That was fun. And the comment was like, we're going to bring the Lunchbox notes back. And I don't know. When Macy got into probably 7th grade or so, it was a little earlier for her that she kind of wanted to stop. Or maybe it was just middle school, kind of tapered off and didn't want it to be embarrassing or whatever for her. But then she was like, yeah, you could draw me some more. So I drew some here and there, I think, for her in middle school. But I don't know how she feels.
She also
about it in high
packs her
school.
own lunch now.
She's been doing that for years.
Well, how'd you slip the note in there?
She'd pack her own lunch, and then before she walked out the door, I would just put the Lunchbox note in there. Oh. She's been making her own lunches since she was probably in elementary school. So, yeah, I don't know. It would be fun. I need to get back into drawing. Would be cool.
I don't know if you have time.
Yeah, time is the issue. That's for sure. I don't know. But I'll ask her. I might have to ask her. She would let me. High school is different ball game. She might not want that.
I don't know, babe.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame her necessarily. All right, we got some more hot takes for this week.
Let's throw it to our sponsor first.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Aqara. Thanks for sponsoring the podcast. Anything you need to make your home smart. They've got smart door locks, the doorbell camera. They've got hubs that you can connect all the water sensors to and the door sensors, all kinds of sensors to create automations for your house, which I really like doing. They've got cameras, indoor cameras, outdoor cameras. Gosh, what am I missing? Pretty much everything. They've got a valve controller that you can use to automate turning off your water.
That light that you can replace your, boob light with.
The ceiling light.
Yeah, you can connect it to your, security system to alert you for certain things. And don't they have a new doorbell with the wide angle view? Didn't their old doorbell camera have a different type view, and they've got a new one out?
They improved it, in my opinion. They improved it with the new one, yeah. So the G410 is the name of the new doorbell camera. And, it has a better field of view, so you can see more at the door. So
very reliable products. They're already affordable before they're on sale, so definitely check them out.
Now, we'll put links to everything down in the show notes, so check them out. And thanks again, Aqara, for sponsoring the podcast.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so a couple of hot takes we got here from the internet. Want to see what you think. Date nights don't fix marriage problems. They prevent new problems. True or toxic? What do you think?
Read it again.
Date nights don't fix marriage problems. They prevent new problems. We've talked a little bit about the importance of doing date nights as a married couple, especially once you have kids. We talked about that some in a past episode.
I think that's true. I don't think that's a toxic statement, or I don't know if it's true. I don't know that a date night prevents like new problems. I think a date night just allows that connection to grow and makes the other one feel like loved. It's like one-on-one time. Like I think that's just important to, I don't know, for like bonding and like for your relationship. There's so many distractions. Like talk about work, we're all so busy, and it can get very like mundane, like same thing every day. Mm-hmm. And then people get bitter. Like I would say women, I talked a little bit about how we want to like be dated, we want to be pursued, we want to be courted, we want to be taken out. Guys, y'all don't think like that. Y'all are cool, happy, you got your woman, you got your wife, y'all don't need that. Women do need that. So I think it's important for for a healthy relationship to go on date nights and like date each other. A lot of people, and get married and like give up. They let themselves go. They say they date and court their wife heavily, and then the wife falls in love. I'm like, oh my God. And then they get married and all that stops. Like, why? Like, you should continue to do that again, because that's in a woman's nature. Like, that's what we need. Y'all need other things. We need to feel wanted and loved and stuff. So
yeah,
I agree with that. I don't agree that a date night stops new problems, but I think they're important.
Well, I think, I think what that's trying to say is that, regular date nights, it's saying they don't fix marriage problems.
It doesn't.
They prevent new ones. I think what that's saying is like, don't wait until you have problems, to start doing stuff like that, like make it a habit. And then it can, it may not, I mean, there's going to be problems no matter what, but by doing that, you can probably build a healthy relationship, and you're not building all that and then if you have a healthy relationship already, when you do encounter problems, I think they're easier to address and fix or whatever.
I would agree with that.
That's my 2 cents on that. And don't let yourself go either. Way back when I started like going to the gym and trying to get like in shape and stuff, like probably back when I cared what other people think. Now I don't really give a shit, but I care what you think. I want you to be interested, but I never wanted, back then I was like, I don't want people to be looking at me and be like, why is she with him?
Jeez, babe.
You don't think like that? I used to. Anyways, this is an interesting one. Sleeping in different rooms sometimes is the healthiest choice.
I disagree with that.
True or toxic?
Toxic.
Toxic.
Absolutely.
I'd go with toxic too. Yeah, I don't.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've heard people that do that and maybe it works, to each their own. But I can't imagine how that would build.
It just would create distance.
Yeah, especially like in our busy lives. Maybe if you're like retired or something, it's different, But in our busy lives, raising kids, going to work, like a lot of times that's like the only time to really connect every day is, in the evenings, bedtime or whatever, when you're going to bed, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I know some people have like restless legs. I think that's what I've seen, and they like can't sleep because their spouse is like constantly moving or legs are shaking. But I've seen people that will get like the split king, so their mattresses it's not one mattress, it's two twins, and they separate it. And I've even seen couples that will like pull the bed apart, just so they're in the same room together. Because of, like health stuff, and I get it, and like snoring, but I think.
Yeah, there may be some health reasons, I guess, but I would make
I definitely think if you're like older and retired and like you've been together 1,000 years, like doesn't really matter, but it should.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think so.
You know, I could sleep alone, but I think it would be really bad for our marriage. Like the Bedroom Saga, I was mad again this morning about it. I'm not going to go into it, but this whole light strip under the bed coming on with sensors, I could sleep alone. So I get it, but I don't think it's good at all. I think it creates distance, especially, young or old. It would create distance.
But you know what? You saw what Matthew McConaughey said. I saw a clip a couple times. He said, the best thing you can do for your marriage is trade in that king-size bed for a queen-size bed.
Bullshit. Absolutely not.
Disagree with that one, huh?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. We can't cuddle. We get sweaty. Like, I don't know how people cuddle like that. I don't know. I think, I don't know how people cuddle. I'm just going to be honest. It's like okay for a minute, and then it's like, get off me, sticky and sweaty and,
Yeah.
And hot, and then like your arms
cuddle for a little bit, but then it's like, all right,
your arms heavy too.
Time to get some good sleep,
Yeah, I want to be like, I think when we got a king size bed, it was just life changing. I could like stick my arm out and still not touch you. That was awesome. But I mean,
that's step one. Step two, you're gonna be like, we need separate beds.
No, I'm not. I think that's very important.
Separate rooms.
I like sleeping in the room with you, but I don't always want you to touch me.
All right, noted. All right. If you're always too tired for intimacy, the issue is logistics, not libido. True or toxic? Oh, interesting.
I don't know if it's toxic. I don't think it's true. I would disagree with that. I would say, like, there's some women that are driven like a man that just want it all the time, that have to have it. But I would say most women could go the rest of their life. Not literally. I know that's not true.
That's
I'm messing with you.
bullshit.
I knew
I
you were going
call
to say it.
bullshit.
I know he's going to do that. But we really just don't need it like y'all do. Like, that's something men need. Y'all need it. And women need it too. I'm not saying they don't, but it is not. The libidos are different, baby. Now, I will say that if you're waiting until night, I mean, I am tired as hell at night, and it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, sometimes you're just tired as hell at night, men and women, you know.
Yeah, but logistics can be an issue. I think libido can be an issue too. But this all goes back into dating your spouse and knowing what your partner needs. We want to be loved, dated, courted, taken out. Like, we want to feel wanted. And if you aren't doing all those things and you think you're going to snuggle up and get you a piece, like, it ain't going to happen. It's just not. I mean, think about it. Like, if men are not putting in the effort and the energy into their woman, we don't care how bad you need it. You can call Mary Palm and her 5 sisters, you know. We do not care.
Well, why do you think I'm going to this damn stupid state fair today?
Oh, God. No, that really gets me in the mood.
I'm just
looking
kidding.
at all the carnies.
Well, you know, I'm just kidding. But to your point, you know, dating and stuff, I don't like state fairs, but I'll go because I know you want to go, and it'll be fun. I'll have fun with you.
We have fun.
Yeah.
We have fun together.
Yeah, we do.
And that is really,
you gotta have fun with
that
your
is
person.
really, like, you know, I think why we work is because we actually like each other. You know, like, if you're in a relationship and you don't like the person and you are sleeping in separate rooms and they just, like, totally get on your nerves. I mean, I will always advocate for, like, therapy and stuff to try to, like, figure out what's at the root of it. And I guarantee you it's pride and it's lack of effort and laziness in the relationship, maybe on both sides. But we work because I think we just have had fun. We had, like, a
good
general,
time,
not
yeah.
just a sexual connection.
Yeah.
There was that, but I didn't like you for your looks at first. You got me because of your personality. I mean, you made me laugh, and that was like, then you became cute. I was like, oh, he is kind of cute. And Marika's like, I told you. And I was like,
Probably the other way around for me.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You tell me. It's your story. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You don't know? What'd you think? I sat on your couch.
Guys are visual. Yeah, no, I obviously at first I just, you know, thought you were hot, and then, you know, I remember, you know, talking to you and stuff, because we were pretty casual for a long time, and I just remember I got to a point where I was like, I actually like being around her. Like all the other girls, I just didn't really enjoy being around, you know, and I was like, I actually like her, you know, hanging around and stuff, not just, you know, trying to get rid of them or whatever. And I will say, if logistics is a problem, because it can be, I mean, let's face it, like if you
and young
if
kids.
you got kids or young kids or older
Yeah.
kids, and sometimes, you know, logistics is impossible,
Yeah.
and late at night is the only time you have to be intimate. You know, do what you can. You know, sometimes if you're too tired, take one for the team or whatever. But I will also say, sometimes if you can be intimate in the daytime, that's nice because everybody's got energy still in the daytime. So
You're
food for
You're
thought there.
40, and this has, like, been your thing for the past 5 years.
What's that?
You've been trying to, like, this is like, I can't believe we're talking about this, but
Daytime.
whatever. You've been, like, daytime guy, and because well, for me,
We're all tired at night.
I know, but, like, first of all, like, when you have young kids, like, daytime is just not possible.
Yeah.
But daytime was just so weird to me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, who want, like, how, like,
Well, it's 'cause
hold
you're
on.
just
Well,
so
it's
used
like,
to,
well, no, but yeah,
it's just
because
what everybody does is like at nighttime only. But
yeah, because, you know,
Why?
I don't know. And in the day, it's like
you got freedom, man. We're in
we
America.
do
You can
now, but
do whatever you want.
but in the day, it's like I can't be, like, graphic, but, you know, it's just like, does everybody know what we just did? It's like awkward. It's like you got to do that, and then you have to switch gears and go back to real life. You know, at night, it's just like you get to go to sleep and wake up the next day.
Well, I don't know. Work some time in for a nap there if you have to.
I don't know. I get it now though. Like I am tired all the time. So
Yeah.
like I get the whole daytime
It's just
thing.
nice when you're not like tired as hell, And
There's less effort. And see, that's another thing. Like for women need a little bit more, to want to be intimate. It's not like
True. Yeah, I got you.
like what you gonna do? Be like, hey, you ready? And like, no, women don't operate like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
that's physics. No, it's not physics. It's like science. Science.
It's not like there's just only one way, to be intimate. I mean, there's multiple ways, It doesn't have to only be daytime, doesn't have to only be nighttime, but just all I'm saying is if logistics is a problem, just, find some other time. Try it. See what happens. Might like it. We'll move on. We got some wife-approved smart home tech I want to ask you about to get your opinion. So this is something that a lot of people, there's mixed feelings on this, I think, still to this day. When we talk about smart light bulbs and smart switches. So smart light bulbs, for those who don't know, is just, just like it sounds. It's a light bulb that can typically connect to your Wi-Fi or connect to your smart home somehow, and you can control it from your phone, voice commands and stuff like that. So are smart light bulbs wife approved? How do you feel about that?
I don't mind them,
You
but
probably have to think about it because we really don't have many.
I wouldn't mind a smart light bulb. I don't think, because I think, excuse me, I think you had one in my office in a standing lamp we had for a while.
Mm-hmm. There's one in there now.
I think those are wife approved. I really like the switches. The light switches sold me.
So let's go back to smart bulbs first.
They're wife approved.
That's
easy.
Even see that I want to put an asterisk by this because a lot of the reason I don't have a lot of smart light bulbs is because lighting fixtures are typically connected to a switch. So if you think about before, remember when I used that, the problem is if that's the case, most of the time, if you use the physical switch, it's going to kill the connection to your smart bulb.
Okay.
So think about like when we had used to have smart lights. One of my very first smart home products was smart light bulbs in the dining room. And the problem is everybody kept using that light switch and it would kill off all my automations.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like Philips Hue way, way back. It was before I got into smart home stuff at all. And so it ruined all my automations. And
I
so
love that for you.
We did have some smart light bulbs in some of the closets. Same thing though. I would set up automations and stuff, but if you use the switch, it would kill the automation. And so I covered them. Remember? I had little switch covers for some of the switches in the closets.
Yeah, I remember that shit, and I just reach around it.
You reach around there and you still flip it off.
Yep.
So in that sense, I
miss that.
I would say maybe that's husband not approved the smart bulbs, because if your wife is, she doesn't care as long as she could still flip that switch.
That little switch didn't stop me.
The little cover, I know,
God,
it sure
just
didn't.
slip my little finger in there.
Yeah.
I'd leave it off too.
And so that's where smart switches come in, which is what I always preferred. And I learned a long time ago, basically with the dining room chandelier, okay, I can just use the same old dumb bulbs and replace the switch. Then you can still use the switch. It's not going to kill my automations.
I can tell,
you can still control it in the phone.
Yep.
You can control
with the home pods.
The problem is if you flip that switch with a smart bulb and then you try to use your voice assistant, it's not going to work if you turn it off.
Yeah, and you can't expect, like, if you have kids to know and not, like, cut the switch off. And,
right. Or anybody. Yeah. That's why, like, if there's a switch.
I think they're good for lamps. I know a lot of people that have lamps around their house. We don't have any lamps. Mm-hmm. We don't have like side tables and lamps, and we have them in our bedroom.
So my rule of thumb in our house for years now has been, if there is a light switch that controls it, I use a smart switch. And for everywhere else, like if there's a lamp or any other kind of lighting, accent lighting and stuff like that, smart bulbs or just general, smart lighting fixtures and stuff like that. That you can control, and then you can always add smart buttons and things like that to control them. But that's been my rule of thumb.
I like both though. I think those are like easy switches, not literal switches, but easy changes you can make.
Oh yeah,
that are nice to have.
Yeah.
for the spouse or partner or whatever.
So just be wary if you're using smart bulbs, if there's a physical switch to control it. There are some light switches that you can buy that have a smart bulb mode. Actually, Aqara sells one. So I have one in here, right here in the studio, that has a smart bulb mode, which means you can still use smart lights with the switch, which is nice. So you just have to look for one of those if you insist on using some sort of smart light or a smart light bulb with your physical switch. Okay, so
I would have never thought about that though, like until you just said that, like the connection.
Yeah, because this light fixture actually in this room is connected to Wi-Fi itself. And so if you flip that switch on a regular switch, it'll turn the light off and on, but it's going to kill all my automations. I won't be able to control it,
Love that for you.
Why do you love that?
Because I hate automation. So anything I can do just to grind your gears like it grinds me. Dang. I kind of miss that.
Misery loves company, huh?
It sure does. Yes, it does. That couldn't be a truer statement.
I'll pray for you.
Huh? You better pray for that. I don't smother you tonight.
I'll pray for that too. Okay, last one. Apple TV. Wife approved or not?
Wife approved, but it was very hard for me to get used to.
Really?
Yes. You used to laugh at me because I couldn't control the little thumb pad. It was like, and like, doop, 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 doop.
What were you doing with it?
Like, I don't know. Like, it was just very sensitive, when you're using the remote.
The old one before they
it's still that way.
No, it's not. They've got the buttons now.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right. But, like, I just could not control it. So I'd, like, be going to try to get the D, and then it would, like, to the S, and I'd be like, and you, like, I think you thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, you would just sit and, like, cackle. So I had to, like, get used to it, but I really do like it now.
Okay. Yeah, because TVs, I tried with I think it was the back porch TV was the last one where we put out there. And I've tried, like, all these TVs now, they're smart, so they've got Netflix and YouTube and all the different apps on them when you buy it out, right out the box. But I tried with that one. It even had Apple TV Plus app on there. And I said, okay, I'm just going to try to use the smart TV function. And I just couldn't do it. I went for maybe like a few months and then I just would get so annoyed.
Because I really, truly, I like it, but I don't know the difference. To me, it's just like a fancy Roku.
It is, essentially. It's just a stream. Well, it has more capability in the sense that it actually acts as your smart home hub also.
Yeah, I knew that, actually.
But yeah, it's essentially just a streaming box. But for me, it's the interface, the user interface is just so much better than anything else that I've used, better than Roku, better than like the TV manufacturer, whatever they're using. So like I said, I could still get all the apps and stuff out there on that TV, but I would just get annoyed, with the interface, and then the remotes aren't as good, and
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I ended up putting Apple TV back there. We got Apple TVs on every single one of our TVs now. So
the only thing that is annoying, I'll say, actually, I just thought of this about the Apple TV is having to charge that remote. Because if it's like a Roku, you can just put new batteries in it. It's a lot easier than having to like wait on the remote to charge. And isn't it like sensitive? It has to be like a certain kind of base to charge it. I remember you telling me that.
Certain kind
block,
of charger,
the block.
Yeah,
you did tell me that.
Certain kind of charger cord,
block.
Maybe.
No, you said block.
Just depends on which one you have.
But I do like them. I think it's cool too, because like if you purchase movies, then all of our movies that we own are just like in there. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can get photos and like your photos like.
See, I'd rather have a rechargeable one than one I have to put batteries in.
Not me. Put batteries in it and go to town.
Nah, we got enough stuff that requires batteries. I like recharging stuff when I can. All right, well, Apple TV for the win. I'm hoping we have a new one coming this year.
They didn't announce that?
No, nothing yet, but that would be exciting because it's been a while. It's been a while for that and been a while for HomePods too, so hoping to see some new stuff this next year. Do we have any questions?
I think we do have a question. All right, I've got one here. It says, Caroline, what automation do you like? And I'm not sure who asked this question. None. That's the answer to that. I hate it. I hate that I feel that way. I know some people love them. I think you love them or hate them. I will say I think most of the smart home wives that are in my position also hate the automations.
There's some that love
Who?
them. I don't know the names, but there's some wives out there that love them. I've seen I've seen feedback on my Discord
and maybe
stuff.
maybe it's not the automation. Maybe it's just that I want to be able to have control over it. You know, I just hate what's going on in the bedroom right now.
You're just tainted by that whole process right now, I think.
Yeah, I'm tainted.
You like I will answer for you because good automations happen when you don't even think about them. So she don't think about them unless it's screwed up or it does something it's not supposed to do. So the problematic ones is all she ever thinks about. But there's good ones that work that she never thinks about that she probably likes. She just doesn't really realize it's working. I know I need to replace the switch, but which I'm going to do soon. But the one with your hair straightener was one that you always liked. If you forgot to cut your hair straightener, it's just a smart plug. But if you forgot to plug in your hair straightener,
all right, hold on.
If you forgot to turn it off, it automatically cut off when you left the house.
All right, well, let me do this other question because maybe there are things that I don't know I like, and we've had this question for a while. So L Thomas 63 asked to me, what are the top 3 scenes or automations that Shane has created that you were surprised you liked? So if that is an automation, the hair straightener, that would be one. It's not been working. We actually talked about it yesterday.
I need to replace the smart plug. It's an old Wemo plug. They actually stopped making. So I just got to I'm going to put a different plug there. But we've used that for years.
What is another is there another automation that I don't know is an automation that I like, you think?
I think there's stuff that you're just so accustomed to using and around the house that you just don't even think about it being an automation. Like the closet downstairs, when you open the door, the light comes on. When you close the door, the light goes off.
Oh, that is nice. I like that one.
That's an automation. It just always works. It's never a problem. You don't ever have to flip the light switch.
You know why I'm laughing?
Why?
Because Prim got shut in there yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
She was just standing in the dark.
Dog.
I don't even know how long she was in there.
Long.
It's a tiny closet. Her food is in there, so she was probably like searching for crumbs in the dark. But yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, so that's one.
And I actually think, was it Macy or one of her friends?
Back porch
who tried to change in our closet. Someone tried to change in our closet, and the hall closet, the one where the light goes off. And I don't know who it was, but maybe it was one of Macy's friends that they started hollering once they got in there because the light kept going off.
Well, you can still use the switch, but
it was
nice.
Dark, so they didn't know where it was. Okay. That was funny. Okay. Is there another one? Back porch.
Back porch, light comes on when you...
I thought that stopped working.
No, it works. When you open the door at night, light comes on. When you close the door, light goes off.
Okay, I like that one. So there's 3.
Front porch, same thing.
I don't care about front porch.
Well, it's a security thing. You should care. The light comes on at sunset, and then it's on.
But I don't see that. So yeah, you're right. I don't notice
security is, important.
Sure wish lights weren't coming on in the bedroom automatically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Other stuff that I guess you don't like this shades opening and closing, which I think is ridiculous.
Annoying.
But lights coming on and off when you leave and come home, I think is nice. I don't know if that's.
I don't even notice those.
Yeah, like cabinet lights and things like that. They're just always on when you want them on, and they're always off when you want them off. That's amazing.
You know what you need?
That is automations.
You need some automations for when you leave a damn room, the lights cut off. You leave every light on, even in your smart, in here, you're gone. We should not be pulling power. Cut the lights off. You leave the lights on in the garage. Hold on, stop. Let me finish.
No.
You cut them off, and you should cut the lights off. Our bathroom light you leave on. I know every room you've been in because you leave all the lights on.
I am literally in the process of building automations for the bedroom to address the exact things you're complaining about.
It's the bathroom light. You can't do that.
So,
okay, hold on. What is your excuse for not cutting off the lights in here and in the garage?
This makes
Why
no
do you leave
sense.
them on all night?
This makes no sense.
What?
You hate automations, but you're fussing about the bedroom automations. But you're telling me you want automations to keep the lights
No,
off.
I'm not saying I want automation. I'm asking you why, when you have a smart office and you have a smart garage, you don't physically cut the light off, and why don't you cut it off in your smartphone or
I
like
cut
whatever?
the lights off in the studio when I
You don't
leave.
in the garage, or
In the garage, I haven't set up my automations yet.
you don't cut them off in here either. Because like when you were gone, I was having to like come cut stuff off up here,
When I was gone, where?
and when you're at IFA, like the lights were on, and like I'll look in the garage and see lights coming on, and I'm just like, why don't you hit the switches when you walk out? You know.
I do hit the switch when I walk out of here. I don't know what you must have had a power outage or something that cut the lights on.
I think you were messing with me from IFA.
These lights don't come on by themselves in here. So unless there was a power outage that flickered everything and caused stuff to come back on, there's no reason why these lights right here came on while I'm not here. The garage lights, I want to create automation for those, but you're literally telling me to cut all the lights off.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build automation.
You're cutting lights on in the bedroom.
Well,
not off.
I got to cut them off. I got to cut them on if I'm going to cut them off.
Don't you mess with that main light.
The
You just push
idea-
that little button.
The idea is to walk in the room and lights come on.
No.
You walk out the room and the lights go off. See, you're going to complain no matter what.
No, I'm telling you to cut
matter
the
what.
light switch. Let's change the subject because I'm not taking you to the fair, Cranky. What do I need to do? Do I need to talk
How do we
dirty to
end up
you? Do I need to talk dirty to you to make you happy again?
How
Because
do
I'm
we
not.
end up talking about these bedroom automations every week?
Because I freaking hate them, Shane. I really do. I can deal with anything else. I will suck it up. The laundry room light's still not fixed. It's still delayed. The automation. It is a nice automation. I guess we can add that to the list. But it's delayed. It needs to be tweaked. Whatever. I really like the bedroom stuff. It's really impacting me and my mental health.
Okay.
Okay. What do I do?
Again.
How do I need to speak to you? So, like, what do we need to do? We need to have like some
You
role
need-
play
you-
so that you're nice to me at the fair.
Yeah, you role play into a nice wife that's not fussing about my automations.
I
Can you
am
do
a
that?
nice wife. How dare you?
You just gotta let me deal. You just gotta let me finish working on them. You know, it takes so long because I have to test it, and then you get so pissed off, and then we go back and forth over and over again. Just let me work on them and finish.
All right,
it.
can I put in a request, like a ticket, like an IT? I don't
Sure.
want the lights to come on my side of the bed when I get up and down. And they did today, both sides actually. So this morning when I got up,
Okay.
it was red on your side and it was white, bright white on mine. And the lights really are for you. I don't want lights coming on my side. I think it's nice that you're thinking about me, but I don't need it.
I hope you break your freaking toe.
I thought you were going to say neck. I mean, I'm about to throw hands on this podcast. I'm about to break a neck.
I hope you stub your toe so damn bad in the dark. I'll take the automation off. I hope you stub your damn toe. But I'm going to have to create one. The reason I wanted it, I mean, I'll give you a button. Like somebody suggested giving you a button. Like
Yeah, Frederick. Thank you, Frederick.
I'll do that. I mean, but the reason I want it automated is so that, you know, you come in there late when I'm sleeping and you're not stumbling around in the dark. You say you're quiet, but I hear you. You're not quiet. If, you know, it's rare for you to come in there late, but it's usually, you know, your motor skills are probably a little impaired at that point.
I went to Bingo Loco, came in like 2 in the morning. That wasn't Bingo Loco. No. What night was it?
I was up.
Okay, well, it was a different night. I was out and it was late and you didn't even know I came home. Excuse me. You didn't even know I came home.
But usually I will. So anyways, I want the light to come on automatically too, so you can see
But
and
yours-
not wake
but
me up.
what-
I saw you this morning.
But this
the
morning,
only
why did your side come on if it was my motion sensor?
Because I don't know. I'm not sure. I got to figure it out.
I'm just telling you that. So they were both on.
You probably moved in front of the other motion
No,
sensor or something.
Well, I just was on my side. I didn't go over there.
Oh, I'll figure it out.
Okay, well, I'm giving constructive feedback.
Well, for once,
you wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, that's what you got to do instead of just bitching about the lights coming
I
on.
hate it. Oh, and my other IT requests, please, can they be dimmer? They're bright.
What?
Even the red is like so bright.
It's literally like 1%.
Okay.
It doesn't get any dimmer than it does right now.
Stop looking at me so mean.
I'm so tired of dealing with these
Paul, you shouldn't have done
bedroom
it.
automations. Oh, God.
All right, what do we need to do?
I guess
What do we need to do? Confess our love so you're in a better mood?
I love you still.
Okay.
I just want my automations to work.
Well, she better get to work.
Yeah, I know. All right, I'm going to finish it this weekend. Maybe you need to go out of town on a girls' trip and just...
Yes. Oh, say less. Say less. 10 days. It's going to be a glorious trip.
10 days. Okay. All right. Well, we've gone on for quite a while, rambling yet again about the smart bedroom saga.
Well, look.
It seems to never end.
It doesn't. It's
I'm
not
going to finish
end.
it. That's my goal. You know what? That's my goal, is to just get this shit done by next week.
That would make it like less painful for me too. Like, honestly, like it's annoying as hell. And if I see light, it's hard for me to go back to sleep.
Yeah, you talk like I was gonna say this morning, not to keep going into it, but this morning was like the only morning that I slept in. I was like, screw it, didn't have to take Macy to school. I'm gonna sleep in some. And you're walking around with your flashlight, which I hate doing. That's what I've had to do before, but I hate doing. You're walking around with your phone flashlight, and I can see that. I mean, I can see that just as much as the damn light being on. You know, so you ain't fooling nobody.
Well,
Luckily,
I would still have
up.
to use the flashlight even with the bed. I mean, I couldn't look at my dresser, you know.
But I did get an idea though about.
Hell no, I'm done with this. You're not doing nothing else. And look, got you smiling. See, that's what makes you smile is the new ideas to torture me. Mm-hmm. Look, you're happy as a damn clam.
I had a new automation idea. I think you would love it.
Yeah, exactly. You think it?
I think you'll love it.
You're like, it makes you happy.
No, I want.
So you love the saga. That's why you've been dragging it out. Is you just love this banter.
I want to make your life better so you don't have to use your phone. I think you'll really like this one.
No. Hell, I'm serious. I'm drawing a line.
I'm going to get these automations right. Next week, we'll be done with it.
Okay, I'm holding you to it. Deal.
All
Deal.
Right. I got a lot of testing to do this week. I'm going to get it right. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks again to Aqara for sponsoring the podcast. Please do check out those deals. We'll put a link down in the show notes. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.